Welcome to the 2020 annual Gala Illuminating Human Trafficking. We are so honored to have you with us tonight. We're glad to be here to celebrate each other and to do something about this cause, and we couldn't do it without you. My name is Jean Sparrow, and I am honored to be your host for the evening. I first encountered Rahab's Daughters through a student of mine, the co-founder, Sharmila Wijayakumar, affectionately known as Sam. I'm sure many of you know her and know her story as well. But she also happened to be one of my students at Northwestern University, where I teach, in addition to being a speaker, consultant, and media personality here in Chicago. And I was moved by her story, and I'm happy to add my voice to Rahab's Daughter's voice to get the message out there and to do everything we can to stop human trafficking. And that's what we're here for tonight. So thank you so much to our corporate sponsors who are making tonight possible: Enbridge Energy, Life Ray, Double Take Marketing, Village Church of Bartlett, Camp IT, and Degnan Chiropractic. So tonight, let's begin with a prayer from Pastor Kevin Foreman, the senior pastor of Harvest Church in Colorado, and also a supporter of Rahab's Daughters. Thank you so much for your support, Harvest Church, and please welcome, with grace, Pastor Kevin Foreman.
Well, hello, I am Bishop Kevin Foreman, pastor of Harvest Church, known as the People's Bishop, and I am so delighted to be with you today. This is no doubt an amazing gathering for an amazing organization that does amazing work in the lives of so many people. And I have the privilege today of beginning everything with prayer. Prayer is a privilege. It's not a right. So anything that we believe that we need God's help, God's direction, God's intervention, his direction, we have the privilege of being able to bathe it, to wash it, to cover it in prayer. Let me cover this. Father, in Jesus' name, thank you for this amazing organization, the amazing work that they do, and this privilege that it is for us to gather together in prayer. I pray that today everything would be done where you ultimately get the glory, and that lives would continue to be changed, that hopes and futures would continue to be restored. And it is in your name we do what we do. In Jesus' name, amen. Have an amazing gala. Keep up the amazing work.
Have you ever been trapped in the darkness? I don't mean physically, but figuratively. Do you know what it feels like for the darkness to outweigh the light in your life? I do. I do, to the point of trying to take my own life. This, for me, was the start of a spiral that led to the darkness of being raped continuously as a victim of human trafficking. I was only a teenager. I ran away from home and was trafficked within 24 hours. I got a job in what I thought was a nightclub, but turned out it was a brothel, and I was raped repeatedly, daily. Upon escape from the brothel, I fell into the hands of labor traffickers who would have me sell encyclopedias door to door in exchange for room and board. But no pay unless sales were higher than room and board. I never knew what break-even was. After this, I ended up falling prey to several other traffickers. The darkness was so strong in my life that I felt useless, worthless, and I allowed the abuse to continue because I didn't think I had any value. I felt trapped. I felt afraid. And repeated trauma meant that I just didn't have any hope. This is my personal story, trafficked on and off for 4 years. I was a mess. One day, left for dead, beaten, bruised, and alone. I didn't think I'd have a future. Evil makes you feel condemnation for your past and tries to keep it in the dark. But God brings restoration. Thankfully, the light arrived in the form of my extended family and my church. I was blessed to have so many from the church family show me what the love of God and light could look like. With God, my husband, and the body of Christ, and alongside mental health professionals through the course of a decade, I came into the light. I realized that my story has the power to illuminate, and that I am here today to help illuminate human trafficking for you. Human trafficking takes two main forms: sex trafficking and labor trafficking, and I was a victim of both. Human trafficking is the second fastest growing crime in the world, second only to drug trafficking. Tonight, I hope you will learn the signs of human trafficking and help illuminate your communities while supporting the work that we do here at Rahab's Daughters. I co-founded Rahab's Daughters about 7 years ago. 5 years ago, we became a 501c3 charity. We started our first safe house in our home, and we encouraged our friends and volunteers to open their homes, vacation homes, spare rooms. And this year we turned 5, without much of celebration because of COVID. But over the last 5 years, thanks to your generosity, we have been able to do prevention, which we really feel is better than cure. And we know that awareness education is critical to providing information to communities so that they can make sure that they can become traffic end zones. We want to offer skills, help, and support to those who want to pursue an education. I was a high school dropout, and as a result of being trafficked, I know firsthand what education can do. I'm now the proud holder of a bachelor's and master's degree, and I know that it's so important to start over because they can take everything from you, your dignity, your virginity, but they cannot take your education. You can build off of it. It builds, and through you, we can fulfill this mission.
Thank you so much, Sam, for sharing your amazing story with us and for all the work that you do. And also, thanks to those of you who have already started donating tonight and giving. Shouts out to Karen. We appreciate your bronze sponsorship. And thank you to Paul for yours as well. Now, if you're wondering how you can support Rahab's Daughters after such a touching story, you can donate in a few ways tonight and anytime. You can scan the QR code. It's going to pop up in one of the corners of your screen, and you can get that as you scan it with your phone, and it'll take you right to the donation page. You can also text RD Gala 2020 to 44321 to make your donation, or you can go to the website, rahabsdaughters.org, and click on the donate button. Your donation will help Rahab's Daughters to continue to combat human trafficking in all of its forms. And you'll also be supporting the work and the women and the children that Rahab's Daughters are currently serving and helping right now. All right, we will hear from Dr. Dinardo Ramos next, but before that, we also want to get you into our raffle. Every person who signs up to be a monthly donor will automatically be included in a raffle for a wine tasting worth $350, and it'll automatically happen when you click on donate and sign up for a monthly donation. And then any donation that comes in at $50 or more will be entered into a raffle for a chance to win a $50 gift card and an amazing assortment of products from Mario Tricoci. So you can have beautiful hair. Not that mine is there yet, but it's getting there, and yours will too. All the other donations of any amount, because every single dollar counts, will be entered for some other raffle prizes, including gift cards and a Rahab's Daughters gift basket. All right. Coming up also, we've got superstar actor Liam Neeson talking about the signs of human trafficking, and you won't want to miss his powerful words. We also want to invite you to visit our merchandise store at our website, rahabsdaughters.org. Click on Get Involved, and then when the drop-down menu comes, you just click on Shop, and you can buy Rahab's Daughters apparel and also pre-order our book, which is a 30-day devotional on human trafficking. It tells stories that you need to hear and things to keep you motivated. So now it's time to welcome Reverend Dr. Dinardo Ramos. As an activist and ordained clergy, he has been in the business of building and promoting the best life for every person that he is privileged to encounter. He's been a motivator for our survivors and a sounding board for their dreams and their aspirations. And you know, we all need that. He has over a decade of experience working with victims and survivors of human trafficking. He stands up for them and he empowers them to have their own voice. He has prayed for and given survivors encouragement to fight through the darkness until the light illuminates their path. Please welcome Reverend Dr. Dinardo Ramos.
What is human trafficking? It is the modern day slavery that's happening everywhere across the globe, including here in the United States. Males, females, as well as children are affected by this horrendous crime. About 10 to 15% of sex trafficking victims are males. 90% of females who are in this industry are looking for a way to get out, but they just don't know how. Of the children who are trafficked, about 70% of them are within the foster care system. Human trafficking affects everyone. This modern day slavery has left no one exempt from its grips. No matter your nationality, age, your socioeconomic status, nor your gender will cause you to be out of its reach. Sex trafficking is when an individual over the age of 18 is induced into a commercial sex act through the use of force, fraud, or coercion. Commercial sex includes prostitution, pornography, and sexual performances done in exchange of something of value, such as food, clothing, shelter, etc. Labor trafficking is the recruitment, the harboring, the transportation provision, or the obtaining of a person for labor services through the use of force, fraud, or coercion. We are living in a time where people are being forced into servitude, into debt bondage, to pay a debt that they will never be able to pay off. They are living a life to serve a family, to serve children where their documents have been taken from them. They have no freedom. They have no liberty. They have no way of letting anyone know that they are stuck right where they are. According to the Department of Justice, the global human trafficking industry is the second largest crime in the world. It is number 2 only to drug trafficking. This isn't a ma and pa shop industry, my friend. This is a $31 million a year industry. This is what we, Rahab's daughters, and those like us are fighting against so that we can make sure that your children, they are all protected, they are all safe, and that you are aware of what the industry is so that you can protect yourselves and your family. As you can see, my friend, this is a crime that affects all of us, no matter who you are or where you're from. It's not just over the waters anymore. It is right here in our own backyard. It is important, my friend, that we illuminate human trafficking so that not just we, but everyone around us will see it for what it is. They will know what it is when they see it, and they will be able to be a voice, a source of help for that man, that woman, and especially that child who is yearning for someone to just take notice of where they are and to hear their cries for help. Let's stand up for them and let's shine a light on this. Let's illuminate it like never before so that no one is in the dark and everyone will see it for the crime that it is.
Thank you, Dinardo, for helping to illuminate us on the realities of human trafficking. The more we know the truth, the more we can be motivated to make a change. And also more thanks going out to you. You're the superstars tonight. We wish we could say each and every one of your names, and I'll try to get as many of them in as I can, but please know that we appreciate every drip and drop of generosity that you have given us tonight in supporting the cause. A special thanks to 2 more of our bronze sponsors, Nicole and Kendra. Thank you so much. Now, we're about to hear some good news from our Indiana chapter director, and coming up later, stay with us for a moving story from a mother who rescued her daughter from human trafficking. It's a moving story that you don't want to miss. Please also remember that one other opportunity to support us is going to our merchandise store by going to the website rahabsdaughters.org, clicking on Get Involved and Shop, because when you purchase items that have our logo on them, it can start conversations that can illuminate your family and friends and anybody you meet on human trafficking. When you wear a Rahab's Daughter shirt, you'll get questions, and that can open the door and give you the opportunity to spread awareness and also to help protect your community, because the more you know, the better you can protect yourselves and those you love. Now let's hear from Terry Griffin. She's the Indiana chapter director for Rahab's Daughters. She's a woman of many talents. She's a licensed minister. She's a certified community health worker, a health peer advisor, and an eCPR emotional practitioner. Her life experiences, her training, and her skills have all blessed her to become a mentor, coach, and advocate for many individuals over the years. Please welcome Terry Griffin.
Good evening. I'd like to share with you some of the prevention and education programs that Rahab's Daughters offers. Programs that inform, educate, and give the necessary tools for one to be able to help with the fight against human trafficking. Brave, this is me, geared for young girls 10 to 17 years of age. It's a program that we are excited about, and a program that the girls love. They come together, they interact with one another. They learn to build things. They learn what it is to be on a team. But most of all, they learn how to stand up and be brave. Technology and trafficking is something that all of us need understanding on. What we don't understand is just how vulnerable we are being on the internet, being on our tablets and on our phones. This program gives you information, basic information about technology, but then it takes you into a deeper understanding of what's going on as it relates to human trafficking. It also shows you how to engage in conversation with family and friends and co-workers, recognizing the signs. Community is the solution. A program that is designed to let a community know that they can come together and that they can be the solution in fighting against human trafficking. We have a speakers bureau. Also, human trafficking one-on-one. Yes, one-on-one. Basic information about human trafficking. You will find as you talk to people that their understanding of human trafficking is very narrow. But once you go through the one-on-one, you'll find that you have the necessary information to not only talk about what's going on in your community, but you can talk about what's going on worldwide. Take some of our programs, you'll find that we not only just focus on one little piece of human trafficking, but we give you information on all the areas of human trafficking so that you can understand how they all connect. HEMAD, a program for men to stand up and say, I will not engage in pornographic activity. I won't watch it, I won't talk about it, and I definitely won't buy it. But then, if there is no demand, then there will be no human trafficking. So I thank you for this time to be able to share with you. But as Reverend Dr. Claudette Copeland said, it's not about you, but it can't happen without you. Together, we can fight this fight against human trafficking and stop the demand.
Thank you so much, Terry. We appreciate you for informing us on all the programs that Rahab's Daughters uses to raise awareness of human trafficking. That's so important. When you know more, it's something my mother used to say, when you know better, you do better. And when you know about a problem, you can also solve it and see the way clear to get there. Now, it's never too early to plan ahead. If you're looking for Christmas and holiday gifts that support a worthy cause, we invite you to pre-order your Rahab's Daughters devotionals. You can get a hard copy, which will be signed by the authors, and you can also get it personalized if you want to give it as a gift or for yourself. You got to remember to gift yourself too. Also remember to sign up to be a monthly supporter supporter, you'll be registered automatically for the raffle for the wine tasting worth $350. If you make a donation over $50, you'll be entered into the raffle for the Mario Chikoshi gift certificate, as well as the wonderful products. And all donations are welcome of any amount, and any donation tonight will be entered for the different raffle prizes like other gift cards and Rahab's daughter's gift basket. Coming up, we still have Liam Neeson, star of the Taken series, who will be talking about the signs of human trafficking, and you'll want to hear his words. But first, get ready to be moved by a mother's story. We're about to hear a conversation between volunteer Emilyn Torres and Heidi Provo, who is the national head of Moms Against Trafficking. Heidi helps to shine a light on the dark and violent world of human trafficking, both nationally and internationally. As a mother of a human trafficking survivor, Heidi has made it her mission to educate others on the dangers of human trafficking. Her educational background has given her the experience and opportunities for writing anti-human trafficking curriculums and programming for both children and for adults of all ages. She uses her experience as a survivor of abuse, a parent, a foster parent, to help drive her passion and her commitment to educating her community and preventing and putting an end to human trafficking. Please welcome Emilyn Torres in conversation with Heidi Provo.
Good evening, I'm Emilyn, and I'm going to be chatting with Heidi, who is the national head of Moms Against Trafficking. Heidi, what inspired you to get involved with this issue?
Well, as an educator, I saw signs within the adolescents that I was working with and knew that there was prevalence of human trafficking in my community. So I wanted to lend a hand, and I wanted to educate myself so that I could educate others. And so I took trainings in human trafficking awareness, and as I took those trainings, I really felt like I needed to do more.
What were some of the things that you learned as you became more involved?
12 to 14 is the average age a young girl is lured into trafficking. And for boys, that is 11 to 13 years of age. And I was really concerned that the young kids that I was working with within my school and within the Girl Scout organization were really at risk, and they didn't know that human trafficking was happening right under our noses. And I felt like I needed to educate parents as well as my community.
This issue hits really close to home for you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Although I had taken these classes to educate myself, I was not able to protect my own family and my own daughter from being human trafficked. But this education that I gained and the skills that I gained from that training actually became my tools in the toolbox to help me to help my daughter out of a very dark and violent reality. She was being thrown against walls and being choked out, that she had been raped, that she was being trafficked out of almost every hotel in our own community, as well as she had been taken into other states and being trafficked there. She was also trafficked out of a home brothel in our area that was right across the street from an elementary school. And I felt like those kids and their parents really needed to become aware that this was going on in our community, and so that they could help protect themselves.
You've said several times that education is key to illuminating the violent and dark world of sex for sale. What are some of the ways that organizations like Rahab's Daughters and like Moms and Dads Against Trafficking are working to provide that education?
Well, Moms Against Trafficking and Dads Against Trafficking, we have an educational program called Traffic End Zone, and it is a training that allows community members, first responders, professionals, business owners, hotel managers, parents, students become aware how kids are vulnerable How traffickers really look for areas where kids are so that they can groom them and get to know them. Teach what the resources are in their area, where they can go for help, where they can report instances of human trafficking to law enforcement and anti-trafficking agencies such as Rahab's Daughters. And we teach these businesses and professionals that they can really help us to end the demand and fight human trafficking by doing these specific things.
We have a lot of people watching tonight who might be learning about human trafficking for the first time. What would you like to say to them?
I would really like to invite them to come and learn more about human trafficking. Make yourself aware. Get enraged at the statistics that you find. Get enraged that this is happening in your community in large numbers. I want to invite them to take our training so that they can educate others about what they know and what they've learned in our training. And so I guess my invitation to the community that's watching is to please lend a hand, join the fight, help Rahab's Daughters educate you, and you can educate your community. And we thank you for your support.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Heidi, for sharing your story.
Thank you.
What an incredible story, Heidi. Thank you so much for sharing it and for your courage in continuing the work. It shines a light on how human trafficking can invade any family at any time. And I think that's the message we need to remember so we can stay motivated to stop and put an end to this. And you can also help us educate your communities by signing up to learn more about our Traffic End Zone training. By donating tonight, we can increase and improve curriculum to raise awareness to prevent human trafficking before it even happens. And we do appreciate you. I said earlier, and I'll say it again, you're the superstars of tonight. If you're already giving, we appreciate you so much. Your generosity is the reason that we're able to continue serving families of survivors with the help of our Partner Convergence Resource Center, and to also provide help to parents, people like Heidi and maybe like yourself. You can also support Rahab's Daughters and donate in a few ways tonight. If you're just joining us, you've been seeing the QR code pop up that you see on your screen. So just use your cell phone to hover over it, and it'll take you directly to a donation page. You can also text RD Gala 2020 to 44321 to make your donation. And you can also go to our website, rahabsdaughters.org, and click on the donate button. Your donation, in whichever way you choose to do it, in whatever amount you're able to, we are grateful for, and it helps us to continue to combat human trafficking in all its forms and supporting the women and children that we already serve. Now, coming up, we'll hear from one of our licensed therapists about how all of our plans to serve internationally in 2021. But first, it's time to learn a little bit more about how our four-legged friends are helping our cause. Let's hear now about Dogs Against Trafficking Program, followed by an update from Margaret Debska, our Illinois chapter director.
Our DOGS program is created to provide comfort, protection, and support for survivors and volunteers. Over the last 5 years, we've had 10 dogs in our service, several of which have been adopted out by survivors to help them feel safe and secure. We've had a variety of dogs ranging from toy poodles to German shepherds. One of our shepherds, Maui, served at Super Bowl and was later adopted out by a nurse who was trafficked and needed Maui to feel safe again. Our other dogs, like Aspen and Comet, serve as emotional support animals. Aspen found a home with a survivor who she bonded with while in our safe house. Then we have dogs like Milo, who is a long-time worker and has served with us for the past 4 Super Bowls. Aside from being there to help keep our volunteer team safe by helping us see things that we may miss, he is adored and trusted by so many survivors. In fact, this year Milo was key in an airport rescue at Super Bowl in Miami. He helped us find and break the ice with the survivors so that we could offer our help. Our dogs help survivors feel unconditional love, which allows them to feel safe enough to open up to us. These are just a few stories of how our dogs helped combat human trafficking. If you would like to meet the rest of the PAW team or sponsor the training of a dog for a survivor, visit our website to learn more.
This year,
I have had the privilege of working with Maria, a young mother who called our hotline. She has been part of human trafficking for a few years. She contacted us because she couldn't handle the distress and anxiety that occurred during the years when she was trafficked. Maria didn't know how to move on and start better life for her and her family. Her symptoms of complex trauma were way bigger than she could handle on her own. After several months of working with Maria, we were able to help her make changes in her life for better and navigate her to the path where she finally can live the life she deserves. A couple of days ago, when I spoke to her, she was explaining to me how thankful she is for finding out about us. She said to me, Margaret, I don't know what I would have done without you guys. I'm so thankful that God put Rehab's daughters in my life. Thank you for everything you guys do. I will be grateful forever for it. Maria is still in our program today, but day by day, she is making great advances in the recovery journey. Rescue is the first stage in a process of recovery. It's the starting point for victims to become survivors who thrive in a society. The way Maria was rescued is one way we get introduced to survivors, but we're also using pieces of software that allow us to identify possible victims of human trafficking. After we identify these victims, we reach out by phone or text to remind them that someone cares and is here to help them. We also identify establishments like strip clubs and massage parlors where trafficking is said to be happening according to online reviews, like the one Sam showed during her talk. We have then trained teams to go out to help those who needs us. In the most cases, victims don't have place to stay or many life skills to live alone immediately because of the young age where they traffic. Most survivors are forced into the industry between the ages 12 and 14. It's those situations when they require immediate help, like shelter, food, clothing, and psychological safety. We provide all of these things for them. The immediate need is to break the psychological bonds that are holding them mentally captive, and we do this with the curriculum that help them unpack the psychology of why they end up here and how to break free from the mental cage they feel trapped in. The program is designed to educate and empower survivors of human trafficking by providing them with the skills to change their lives. We use survivor-centered approach because we know how effective it can be during the recovery process. We also work with survivors towards self-sufficiency, and this helps them determine their own strength and areas of improvement and also maintain of their skills. When they can spot these things themselves, they are more motivated to improve them to become more self-sufficient. For me, the best part comes when we work with survivors to create their dream plan. We want survivors to lay out their goals and ambitions on a sheet so they can start from step one when it comes to mapping out the plan with them. This will help them work towards accomplishing those things. For example, a very young lady, Mandy, came to us in March this year. She is the mother of two little boys with third on the way. She came to us homeless and in a very bad psychological state. At first, Mandy didn't know what she wants to work toward in her life. But after sitting down with us and realizing that with time and hard work she could accomplish anything, she laid out her dream plan and worked through it with us. I can proudly say today, within a few short months, she accomplished quite a few of her goals. She got her housing voucher so she could provide her family a safe place to live. As well, she got admitted into her dream school where she is striving to go in the field that helps others. The desire to change her life for the better remains strong in her. While the dream plan is not set stone and many of survivors make changes as they work towards the goal achievement, it provides them with a reminder that they have the freedom to make their own choices, something many of them of never experience. Mandy is still in our program today, actively progressing through and on the path to normal life. We are so thankful for your support and attendance today. It's because of you we had privilege to watch survivors like Mandy grow, heal, and thrive over the years. Thank you.
You so much, Margaret. We appreciate your service to survivors over the years. You are truly inspirational. And you know, we're blessed to have 3 more bronze sponsors. Yay! I told you you were the superstars tonight. Eris, Joan, and Desiree, thank you so much for your support. We appreciate it. And if you're just joining us and you want to know how to give, there's several ways to give. One of them is by texting RD Gala 2020 to 44321. And you can also visit rahabsdaughters.org to make a donation. Just click on the donate button when you get to the website. Now, an important part of our rescue efforts happen on our missions trips, where we head out to save lives from trafficking. Ian Provo will join us a little bit later with some words from Liam Neeson, and he'll also share more about our plans for the Tokyo Olympics and the ICC cricket events in India, which are in partnership with It's a Penalty. It's an organization that fights human trafficking internationally at sporting events. Also, our Tampa chapter director, Laurie Wisotsky, will join us in a moment to tell us about how their chapter is gearing up for Super Bowl 2021. And first, let's hear now from former police detective Tamara Remington about her experience earlier this year on missions trips for Pro Bowl and Super Bowl 2020.
Hi, my name is Tamara Remington, and I feel very lucky to have gone down to Super Bowl this year with Rahab's Daughters. I made some great friendships that will last a lifetime, and one of my favorite things about the whole experience was getting to work with a team with such diverse backgrounds, different disciplines, everybody coming together with different strengths. Everyone had something to offer. And I think that that made it a very effective team, very dynamic team that was able to reach people in a different way than I was used to, having been prior law enforcement. It was just really cool to be a part of a team like that with so many different backgrounds. And I will never forget the survivor who said that she thanked Rahab's Daughters for giving her her name back, her birth name, not the name that the trafficker had given her, but something so basic and simple, the core of us, our names. And that was stripped away from her, and Rahab's Daughters was able to give her that back. And another thing that will stick with me forever is the detective at one of the recoveries. He basically asked, who is this Rahab's Daughters group? It's pretty impressive that you guys had this whole thing wrapped up by the time he arrived. I mean, here was somebody recovered. He was able to make the arrest of the trafficker. And so that was really neat to be a part of a team that could do so many different things. Again, I think because everybody had different backgrounds. So really appreciate the opportunity to work with Rahab's Daughters, and keep up the good work. Thank you, Rahab's Daughters.
Hi, and good evening. Thank you for joining us. My name is Laurie Wisotsky. I'm the director of the Tampa Bay chapter of Rahab's Daughters. Our chapter launched in early March, and I have to say we have accomplished quite a bit in a very short period of time. To start, we have established many great partnerships with other anti-human trafficking organizations in our community. One of the partnerships that we are most excited about is our partnership with Created in the Underground Clinic. Together, we hold a monthly sexually transmitted disease clinic for sexually exploited women in our community. And I have to say, it's been one of the most rewarding experiences for our team. We are also very fortunate and grateful for the many motivated and enthusiastic volunteers who have rallied around us in support of our efforts and initiatives in our community. For example, initiatives such as awareness campaigns, fundraisers, and outreach. We are also working very hard towards our annual initiative, the Super Bowl. Our chapter has collaborated with many NGOs, churches, and other local communities in our area to combat human trafficking together during Super Bowl. And I'm really excited to see all of this hard work come to fruition. Finally, we are hoping to open a safe house in Pinellas County that serves women with children. Currently, there are no safe houses in Pinellas County, and there are no safe houses in the state of Florida that serve women with children. In fact, we would be 1 out of 15 safe houses in the US that serves women with children, something we would be very proud of. So as you can see, we're working really hard to accomplish quite a bit. We are really excited with the direction our chapter is headed and grateful for the tremendous amount of support we have received from the community. So thank you again for joining us. We are grateful for all of your support in pursuit of Rahab's efforts. Have a good night.
Thank you, Laurie. The Tampa Bay chapter has done some amazing work in such a short time. If you want to get involved and participate in any of the upcoming missions trips, please fill out a volunteer application on our website, rahabsdaughters.org. Right now, we want to thank a couple more of our donors tonight. Silva, thank you so much for your bronze sponsorship. And Robin, thank you for your silver sponsorship. Much appreciated. And thanks again to every single one of you who are giving whatever it is you can right now. We appreciate all of you so much. Text a friend to join us. Use the QR code that you see on your screen to make a donation. It'll take you right to the page. You can also text RD Gala 2020 to 44321. Go to our website, rahabsdaughters.org, and click on the donate button. And every single dollar that you donate to Rahab's Daughters continues to combat human trafficking in all its form and support the women and children that we're already serving. You know, we're also hosting a raffle. Any donation tonight in any amount gets registered automatically for gift cards, Rahab's Daughters gift baskets. If you are making a donation of $50 or more, when you get to that level, you get entered for a Mario Tricoci package with amazing hair products, a $50 gift card. And if you become a monthly donor, you will automatically be included in the raffle for a wine tasting worth $350. Now, coming up, we're going to hear more from co-founder of Rahab's Daughters, Sharmila Wijayakumar, also affectionately known as Sam. She got us all started tonight. She's going to come back and share more with us. She's a passionate survivor advocate, and she knows what it's like to be in the darkness, and she wants to shed light on all areas of trafficking, and she'll come back soon to inspire us. The moment we've been waiting for and looking forward to is coming up. Our friends from the It's a Penalty organization are here to share more on our partnership with them, and actor Liam Neeson shows us how to spot the signs of human trafficking, because sometimes it's right under our noses and we don't realize it. Right now, let's welcome Ian Provo, who is one of our volunteers, a licensed therapist and also the father of a survivor, talking about his work with Rahab's Daughters.
Hi, my name is Ian, and I'm a volunteer with Rahab's Daughters. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and therapist. In that capacity, I provide clinical assessments for victims of human trafficking. Rahab's Daughters engages in a number of events and activities to help prevent and ultimately stop human trafficking. And one way in which Rahab's Daughters does this is through mission trips. Mission trips can be either domestic or international and tend to coincide with worldwide sporting events, as demand for victims of human trafficking is especially high during these sporting occurrences. In 2021, Rahab's Daughters will send over a select team of volunteers to Tokyo, Japan for the 2021 Summer Olympics. While there, Rahab's Daughters and its volunteers will partner with other national and international organizations such as It's a Penalty. Volunteers will work for hotlines helping to identify and rescue victims of human trafficking. In addition, these volunteers will engage in public awareness campaigns, education, and dissemination of information regarding the prevention of human trafficking. During the fall of that same year, another team of volunteers will travel to India for the 2021 Cricket World Cup. According to the tip report from the Global Slavery Index, every 8 minutes, someone in India is human trafficked. In fact, the prevalence of human trafficking is so high in India that it ranks 4th in the world. While in India, our volunteers will engage in human trafficking prevention activities similar to their counterparts in Tokyo. However, they will travel to more rural areas of the country. Mission trips can be an effective tool in stopping the plague of human trafficking.
Hi everyone, it's Josh Miller here from the It's a Penalty campaign. We are so excited to be partnering with Rahab's Daughters for our What is Human Trafficking campaign featuring the actor Liam Neeson. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Liam Neeson. Human trafficking is the fastest growing illegal global business, generating $150 billion each year. It is the second largest criminal industry in the world. Almost 25 million people are trafficked each year, and 1 in 4 victims are under the age of 18. Most of us would imagine that human trafficking involves someone being kidnapped, moved across borders, and exploited by strangers. This can be the case, but most people are trafficked within their own countries and cities, and coerced into exploitation, often by people they know. During high-profile events and major sporting events, with the influx of hundreds and thousands of people into the hosting cities, exploitation can increase. People are trafficked for forced labor and sexual exploitation, regardless of age, background, or location. Traffickers may threaten their victims with violence or blackmail, take advantage of their vulnerability, or promise an opportunity for a better life in order to control them. Here are some of the signs to look out for. Victims may be easily startled, agitated, or afraid, unsure of where they are or lack official ID, unable to explain injuries or possessions, may have strange markings, brandings, tattoos, have unexplained hotel use, be accompanied by a suspicious companion. Children can be dressed up to look older than they are. If you're watching this and you are being exploited or you think you have seen something, then say something. Join our campaign. Together we can end exploitation and human trafficking. Thank you.
Jean, thanks so much for hosting tonight. We really appreciate your service. Sponsors, thank you again for all that you do to continue to support us so generously. Tonight, you've all heard about different parts of what we do at Rahab's Daughters, and I want to bring it all together for you. Your donations provide so many different services. To begin with, prevention and awareness. We have programming that you've heard about tonight, like Fight for a Girl, Fight Like a Girl, to help boys and girls aged 8 through 18 to learn Krav Maga, whilst also learning situational awareness and the things that it takes to recognize human trafficking so they can know the signs and avoid being trafficked. We have many survivors from around the country who've gone through this program over the last 5 years, and next year we really do hope to offer it in India during the ICC cricket trip. We partner with Brave Global to run empowerment programs for young women called Brave. Our next one will be June 9th, and we'll work to target young women ages 8 through 16 to help them feel empowered. We're working on a new app called Mentee to then connect these young ladies so that they're able to have mentors in the colleges or vocational programs that they eventually want to attend, to be able to keep them in school and keep them motivated and out of human trafficking. 1 in 6 foster children will be trafficked, and we aim to make an impact with these programs. Our Moms Against Trafficking program works hard to educate our community on how to detect the signs of human trafficking and make local communities safer. If your community, your household, your business, your corporation, your not-for-profit wants to become a trafficking end zone, please go to our website and sign up. We will be happy to provide the training. So far, we have trained several hospitals along with medical staff and about 700 folks in the Barrington area. Our Dads Against Trafficking program is focused on stopping the demand in conjunction with our partner Convergence Resource Center. We work with their HEMAD program to ask men to make a pledge not to purchase sex. This is an ongoing movement, but this year will kick off again November 23rd, and you can take the pledge anytime on our website. You've heard about our Dogs Against Trafficking program. We've raised over 10 dogs, 5 of which have been adopted out to survivors. It takes years to train a service dog or an emotional support dog, and we thank the many trainers and volunteers who work hard to help us in this area. Our dogs are a joy, not just to our volunteers, but especially to our survivors who lean on them continuously. This year at Super Bowl, we piloted a new AI system to help us better detect virtual red light districts, as well as businesses who seem legitimate but might be providing illicit services of sex or who are abusing workers in labor trafficking. We did this in cooperation with several NGOs, and the results were promising. So we are now building it out for production use. We hope to debut it in the new improved system at Super Bowl 2021. But for this, we need your help to make it a reality. Software helps us to rank brothels and maximize the effectiveness of our volunteer teams on the ground so that they do outreach, not to bother legitimate businesses, but to those that we know need help. Rescue comes out of this, and rescue means to us connecting a survivor of sex or labor trafficking to the resources they need to leave the current situation and have a safe place to go. We do this via a network of residential housing partners, voucher systems, volunteers who open up a spare room, hotels, and safe houses. In the last 12 months, we've served 516 women and their children with at least one service from our rescue rehabilitation program. Women who are trafficked, 83% of their children will also be trafficked. And so connecting them in this way and giving them the life skills that they need of budgeting, cooking, parenting, connection to mental health services, connection to legal services, and the ability to become self-sufficient is key. We use the Arizona Self-Sufficiency Matrix to assess the areas of need and then help them create a dream plan to become self-sufficient across the 18 categories. We do this in 90-day cycles, because recidivism is unfortunately really high due to the forces of coercion. And so we believe in quick incremental impacts that can add up over time to help them create a plan to leave for good. This year, we called over 5,000 ads. We texted over 1,000 and helped those we believe might be caught up in sex trafficking. Over 10,000 of our awareness ads were seen on social media and Google AdWords, and over 3.5 million people learned what the signs of human trafficking are thanks to Liam Neeson. These ads will continue to run on airlines between now and the Tokyo Olympics, to include American Airlines, Cathay Pacific, Emirates, and a few more. We visited over 300 outreach spots, including street locations, brothels, and strip clubs, to do face-to-face outreach, and our teams even kept going in spite of COVID. COVID has hit nonprofits really hard, and we are no exception. We've set a goal tonight to raise $200,000 because we are currently short $100,000 of this year's budget, and we need the other 100 to make a good start on next year, given that our Super Bowl mission trip happens in January, February. Can you please help us make the Olympics safer? We'll be running a 24/7 bilingual call center that all Japanese NGOs and law enforcement will use during and after the Tokyo Olympics. Help us to ensure that those working to build the stadiums and to prepare for the event are treated fairly and that sex trafficking decreases during the games. You can help us reach children sold into slavery in India. According to the Trafficking Persons Report, children are sold for as little as 700 rupees. That's less than $10 for a child to be put into slavery. We can stop this, folks. We can stop trafficking in our backyard by illuminating it. And your donation tonight will help not only the local community, but the global community. Thank you so much for being here and for your support.
If you want to learn more about Sam's story and the story of other survivors, please pre-order your devotional at the website rahabsdaughters.org. click on Get Involved and Shop to find it and get your pre-order in now. We want to thank you for all of your support. Recognizing right now Joanne, our bronze sponsor, one of our bronze sponsors. Thank you so much. And thanks to every single one of you who have made a donation tonight. Please spread the word, share, and support our cause however you can. You can still scan the QR code that you see on your screen. That'll take you to a donation page. Of course, you can always visit the website, rahabsdaughters.org. You can also text RD Gala 2020 to 44321. Your donations help Rahab's Daughters to continue their work to combat human trafficking in every form that it exists and support the women and the children that Rahab's Daughters is already serving that have escaped human trafficking. The raffle is still open as well. Monthly donors automatically get into that drawing for the $350 valued wine tasting. $50 and up donations get entered into the raffle for the Mario Chicochi package that includes some amazing products and also a gift card. And donations of every amount are appreciated. You too will be entered into a raffle for prizes like gift cards and a Rahab's Daughters gift basket. And don't forget about the merchandise as well. In addition to the devotional, you'll also be able to get apparel at the shop. Again, rahabsdaughters.org. Click on Get Involved and then click on Shop in the menu. We hope that we have shined a light for you and illuminated the issues around human trafficking tonight. Please share the link of the recording of this event with your friends and colleagues. We need all the help we can get, and we need you to help us spread the word and get it out. So please share as much as you can. Special thanks going out tonight to all our sponsors and those who have donated to Rahab's Daughters. We are beyond grateful for your support of our mission. Thank you also to all of the volunteers who help us year round and help to make this event possible. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you again for joining us tonight. My name is Jean Sparrow. I've enjoyed spending this time with you. And now let's get back to Sam with an update on our totals for giving tonight.
Well, hello, friends. My name is Michael Fueling, and I am the lead pastor at the Village Church of Bartlett, and I have the joy to close our time in prayer. Would you pray with me? Well, Father, first and foremost, I want to thank you for Jesus. I want to thank you for the redemption and the forgiveness and the healing that is found through placing our faith in the shed blood of Jesus. Thank you for the power of the resurrection, Lord. You can enter into the brokenness of anyone's life and truly bring restoration. God, I want to thank you for Rahab's Daughters, and I want to thank you for the vision and for the opportunities that you have laid before us. Our desire is to walk into the hardest places, into the lives of the least, and bring redemption and healing and restoration. Lord, we want people to know true freedom. And so, God, I pray continually for protection for the volunteers and staff who are on the front lines. And Lord, I pray for the leadership that as plans are made, that it would be your will that is sought, your will that is revealed, and your will that is accomplished. That is all we want. Thank you for the provision of this time. Thank you for the generosity of so many people watching and generously supporting and giving to this incredible ministry. We are filled with gratitude. We love you. And Lord, as this next year comes upon us, it is our desire to fulfill the mission that you've given us, to accomplish the vision by the power of the Spirit. And so we ask continually for your help and your support, because without you, none of this is possible. We love you, and we pray all of this in Jesus' name. Amen. I want to thank you on behalf of Rahab's Daughters and all the leadership here for joining us in our 2020 virtual gala.